Hey guys, Omni here. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We got a different type of trailer that we were going to talk about today. And it is, of course, a video by none other than ScreenJunkies and their notoriously famous Honest trailers. As a result of a recent fundraiser they did about a month or two ago, they were raising money for women in film. And one of the reward tiers for the goals that they had set were to do a full Honest trailer for both the classic and modern Doctor Who. Now, both of these have been released, and we're going to start off with the modern Doctor Who trailer, and then we will come back in another video for the classic Who. Now, I have actually seen all of Classic Who, at least all of the surviving episodes of Classic Who, the specials, the Paul McGann movie as well. I started with the modern revival series, and all right, you know what? You can stay right here. That thing does not want to stay on anyway. During that hiatus between the previous season and the one that started this week, I definitely was in need of some kind of Who fix. And I decided to sign up for BritBox, and not a plug, not a sponsorship, not anything. Just I found that they had at least the majority of the classic series on there. And I spent the last couple of months of the summer binging every episode of the classic series, at least all of the surviving episodes that they had. The ones that were missing, I unfortunately just had to look them up online. I read the full plot synopsis of every one of those episodes, even the missing ones. And then even tracked down the specials as well as the, like I said, the Paul McGann film. So I enjoy the series. Now, I'm a latecomer, of course. I didn't really even start Doctor Who until maybe 4 or 5 years ago. It was I started when Matt Smith actually started. However, I watched it from the beginning of the revival and then caught up with what was coming out as it was coming out. So I'm a fan. I like I said, I came in late, but those first few episodes, man. If you don't know where Doctor Who goes, anything about the show at all, it's rough starting it. I'm not even going to lie. The first season is very much struggling with trying to figure out what its modern identity is going to be. But after you get through that, it's so good. There's so many good episodes. This is one of the best sci-fi shows of all time. I have never got more emotional watching a series than I have watching Doctor Who. And, you know, it has its ups and downs. There's a lot of dark comedy. There's a lot of humor. There's a lot of adventure, whimsy, mystery. If you like any kind of genre, it's in this show. I will never not recommend this to anyone. Like, I think this is a show that anyone could get into eventually. Like I said, it's the first few episodes, and I could probably say that about a lot of different shows, but like it's always like you got to get through that first season. And then you're sailing. Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, all of them like this. The pacing's always pretty slow starting off, but once you get going, once you get used to the tone and the feel of the show, it'll just sweep you away. Anyway, let's go ahead. This is a fairly long trailer, so we're going to go ahead and dive in. I don't want to spend a whole lot more time talking about it, so we're just going to go ahead and start and watch it. Let's check it out.
From Fancy PBS comes a show that takes place anywhere in the universe, at any time in the past, present, or future.
Oh, such a good episode.
Happen, and none of the continuity matters.
Never, ever tell me the rules!
Doctor Who. Get ready for a continuation of the original series that picks up after 16 years off the air because all the British nerds who grew up with Classic Who finally got old enough to call the shots at the BBC. Now they're taking the stodgy old formula and stretching it to an hour of quirky comedy.
I demand to know who you are. I don't know.
Improved special effects and enough soap opera pulp to choke
my
a
gosh.
telenovela.
I think you need a doctor.
¿Por qué, Dr. Quién? ¿Por qué? Meet the Doctor. He's not an actual doctor, but an alien who named himself that as a vow.
The name I chose is the Doctor. It's like a promise you make.
Even though the word doctor was created to describe him?
The word for healer and wise man. We get that word from you, you know.
Yeah, that's not the first paradox you're gonna have to swallow.
Paradox.
Paradox. Paradox.
Paradox.
Paradox.
Paradox.
Paradox. Paradox.
To fans, he's a two-hearted Time Lord who hijacked a faulty TARDIS from the planet Gallifrey, who's sometimes kind of a dick.
Funny little human brains. How do you get
Yes,
around
he
those
is.
things?
But to casual viewers, he's a funny man with a time machine who takes ladies on adventures, who's also kind of a dick.
Okay, I understand. You're an idiot.
Watch
I
him
love
dash
when
through
he's a
time,
dick, though.
equipped with a sonic screwdriver and psychic paper, two devices with the power to speed up the plot.
He's dead.
And the TARDIS,
What does it do?
Everything.
a time machine with the power to brake when the plot needs to slow down.
Stuck.
Maybe it'd break less if he didn't keep exploding inside of it.
Right?
It's just a thought. Watch the Spatial Justice Warrior travel all around the known universe, from the streets of London to working-class British mining towns to the quaintest little English villages.
They're just old people.
No, they're very old people.
But when the budget allows, he'll fly off to the far reaches of the CGI universe.
Or
where
America.
everything is still extremely British.
Starship UK. It's Britain, but metal.
Guess the sun never sets on the British Empire. Or suns. All the suns.
God save the Queen!
By his side, as always, is his trusty companion, usually a cute girl because ratings, who after a few seasons of adventure, usually has her life ruined.
They ended up imprisoned. They were tortured. My mum, my dad, my sister.
No, please, please, no.
Donna.
If she's lucky.
Yeah. Or they
Follow
die.
along to keep the Doctor grounded, give him someone to talk to, and act as his mostly platonic but not always love interest.
Do you think I'm pretty?
No.
They're basically dating without the sex, except for Nardole. That one was purely physical.
I'm not just sexy.
Experience a franchise that's been running for so long, they built 13 recastings of the main character into the lore, then hit that limit and pulled even more out of a crack. As each actor brings a new spin to the alien who's seen the stars, but looks like he's never seen the sun. Whether it's Eccleston, the only doctor of the modern era to regenerate due to creative differences with the BBC,
Aw.
David Tennant, the unquestioned master of staring sadly into the middle distance.
I love me some David Tennant. He's so
Matt Smith,
good.
who combined the face of a handsome 12-year-old with the wavy arms of an inflatable tube-man. Peter Capaldi, who reimagined the Doctor as your uncle who never got married and moved to Vegas in his 40s.
I was being all down with the kids there, did you notice?
Or Jodie Whittaker, the
God.
first female Doctor, which, no matter how she performs, is one of the least outrageous things this ridiculous show has ever
She
done.
did really well. I love her Doctor so far.
But an all-powerful hero demands all-powerful villains to go up against. And the Doctor has... some. Because in plenty of episodes, it's a lame monster of the week,
Invasion of the very small cubes.
Yeah.
or something invisible to save on the effects budget. Or something we've seen a
That's
million
still
times
one of the
before,
best
but
episodes.
an alien.
Ooh.
They're aliens! What is it? A Minotaur or an alien?
Both.
You saying bees are aliens?
Not all of them.
Still, some evildoers are among the best in sci-fi, like the Cybermen, emotionless robots who can only be defeated by feelings.
I blew him up with love.
The Master, a renegade Time Lord who considers themselves the Doctor's arch nemesis, but is in the middle of this list, so you do the math.
Thanks for trying.
It makes me
Even
think of the
angels, killer
Joker
stone statues, have been
in
less threatening
the
than
Lego
little pigs,
Batman
until
movie.
they're about as scary as Ghostbusters 2. The
Aw.
Doctor's greatest rival, Christmas.
Oh my god, really? That's so true. Something horrible happens
And
every
the Doctor's other
Christmas.
greatest rival, the Daleks. Fleshy blobs stuffed into cramped metal homes who spend their entire life shouting commands at people they hate. So, internet commenters? Follow along on the series-spanning arcs that will delight fans and confuse newcomers, like the seasons where the world keeps ending. But just kidding, he can reverse the planet's rotation like Superman.
Planet Earth restored.
The seasons where the Doctor falls in love with his companion, only to lose her for all eternity. Just kidding, he'll make a copy of himself and they'll live happily ever after. The seasons where the Doctor copes with the inevitability of his own death.
That was so good.
J.K. Rowling, he'll live as long as the show needs him to.
Well, I suppose one more lifetime wouldn't kill anyone.
Or the seasons where he's
I
haunted
miss
by the knowledge that he's triggered the
Capaldi.
genocide of his own people.
Look up genocide. You see a little picture of me there?
Or maybe he's just kidding and he actually saved everyone but doesn't remember it.
You're not actually suggesting that we change our own personal history.
Sure, that'll work. Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, whatever. So run down your nearest hallway.
So many hallways.
Pull a plan out of your arse.
But I've got a plan. I have got a plan.
Yeah, of course I have a plan.
And start spouting techno-babble like the universe depends on it.
Wave of Van Cassadine energy.
Macro transmission of a capable
That's
wavelength
any
to synchronise
sci-fi
upon the feeds of
or
Artron energy.
Because you're about
modern
to get some of the greatest standalone
thriller
episodes in sci-fi
talk.
history. With a bunch of momentum-killing serialization crammed in to service the diehards.
Hey,
but
I
after
like
all is
the
said and done,
serialization.
let's still try to be more like the Doctor. Never cruel or cowardly.
Never be cruel, never be cowardly.
Just be
enjoy the
kind.
ride and let who do who.
No flow, Joe, co, fo, to, do.
No, bo, ho, so, ko, ro, to, so. Porque tozo ko ba fo jo.
Jeez, you make it hard to love you sometimes.
Oh my
Starring
god.
The Leftover.
Oh.
Bad wolf. What you gonna do? Scary Poppins. Show me your bow face. The appearance of the repeated meme. Save Martha. Just the temp. Harry and Ron at the same time. 12th Angry Man. I Want a Girl with a George skirt and a long jacket. The Mrs. Frizzle.
Oh, goodness.
Dudes. Just kind of there. We
I like Clara.
Master of None. Spin Doctors. The Great Glass Dr. Vader. That time Rose was on Weakest Link.
You are the weakest link.
Oh my god, they killed Rory! You bastards!
Stop it, you'll die.
Oh.
Sorry, Rory, but you just died.
There's a gravestone here for someone with the same name as me.
That thing Tennant's voice does.
Yeah, why do I keep going?
Hey, chance for a cup of tea. Want to go to the game? What we came for?
Every
All
British
the
actor, Harry
time.
Potter division.
So many.
Every British actor, Game of Thrones division.
I didn't know that was him.
Every British actor, Game of Thrones, and Harry Potter division. Every other British actor. Every British historical figure.
Winston Churchill, for you.
Oh, hello, dear. What's up? Queen Elizabeth I. Charles Dickens.
Queen Victoria.
Agatha Christie.
You're William Shakespeare!
Extremely long vigils.
I will guard this body for 1,000
Yep.
years.
36 years, 3 months, 4 days of solitary confinement.
There's
2,000 years I waited for you.
Hey, that just shows how much these characters care about each other. They wait.
Doctor Who?
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who? Doctor Who?
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who?
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. Doctor Who.
Days of Our Lives, A Future Past.
Oh,
That
that's
was a lot of who to get
really
through. It
accurate.
wasn't so bad. Let's see what that classic series is all about.
The Great One is all-knowing.
Oh god.
Praise to the Great One.
Ugh. new
That
timeline,
was such
new
a
timeline.
rough
Want to see where the adventures
series
of the Doctor
that-
all
that
began?
one.
Then click above to see our trailer for classic Doctor Who. Spanning
Oh,
decades of
goodness.
television that
Man, they nailed the whole thing on the head. It is cheesy. There's a lot of consequences don't matter eventually, but there's so much heart to this series. There's so much. There's so many good lessons that you can take away from the show. and it's fun. Like it's a good trip. There's a lot of good stories. There's a lot of standalone episodes that are really great. The Vincent Van Gogh episode is probably my favorite episode, one of, if not my favorite. And if I see the final scene of that at all, I will tear up. Like the first time I watched it, I cried. Not gonna lie. Especially as somebody that, started off, pursuing art and stuff like that. It was such a relatable and understanding portrayal of, Vincent Van Gogh's life and stuff like that, and what art means to the artist, what it means to create art. And if you haven't watched the show, if you've seen this trailer though, there's something that might seem a little off that gets mentioned in that episode, but I would highly recommend, if you want a good idea of the show, watch that episode. It is a great entry episode. That or Blink are 2 episodes for non-Doctor Who fans to start and watch and have a good representation and sample of what the rest of the show is. Like I said, it was really hard to get into starting from the beginning, but after it gets going, it's one of my favorite shows, if not my favorite show of all time now, which used to be X-Files, but season 10 and season 11 has changed that opinion. So it is. I still love it for what it is, but also if you like anything like. If you're a fan of X-Files, if you're a fan of Supernatural, Buffy, any of those shows, this came around around the time that those shows were peaking, and it takes a lot of inspiration from those shows. But to be fair, those shows take a lot of inspiration from the classic show, because aside from the length of the episodes and how many episodes there are per serial, the formula is pretty much the same for the most part. But I highly recommend the show to anybody that has not tried it. If you're a fan of sci-fi, space, history, science, comedy, fun, every genre, it's in this show. There's some really creepy, terrifying moments. There's some good, scary episodes. There's a lot of hard-hitting, just messages and themes throughout the show, hidden behind this fun, adventurous space-time adventure. So it's a show anybody can get into. I recommend it without a doubt. But we will also check out here in another video, because this is already going on for a little while. We'll check out the classic trailer. It's not as long as the modern one, so it'll be a little bit easier to get through. So I will catch you all next time. Oh, before you go, make sure to check out my profile on the Stardust app. If you don't have that, it's a place to where people upload their like 30-second trailer, movie, TV show reactions. I'm currently uploading my reactions to each episode of the current season of Doctor Who. So if you're interested in that, make sure to download that and check me out there. It is the same username as my channel here, Omni Media. I'll post a link in the description, and I want to know what you all think. Are you all Doctor Who fans? If not, are you interested in starting? Is this something you would like to get into? If you are Whovians or Doctor Who fans, who's your favorite Doctor? Where did you start? How did you get into it? I would love to know. But anyway, if you like the video, comment, subscribe, all that hoobly-doo YouTube garbage, and I will see you all next time. Later.